All right, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing the 2 times I dropped out of college and the 3rd time I went back to college, earned a 4-year degree in 9 months flat, went from 2-time dropout to earning a bachelor's degree in 9 months. What is the difference between those 2 experiences, okay? Because a lot of people drop out of college. A lot of people drop out of college. Not a lot of people are able to accelerate a college degree. But in all honesty, my 3rd attempt at college when I earned a bachelor's degree in 9 months was way easier than the first 2 attempts at college when I dropped out. So what's the difference between those 2? Hi, I'm Ryan Swayt, and I used to be a 2-time college dropout, making just $12 an hour. Then I learned how to hack college and earned an entire bachelor's degree in 9 months flat. Subscribe to my channel and I'll show you how. All right, so being a 2-time college dropout, I know how people feel when they tell me they're a college dropout or they tried college and it's just too hard. Because I literally went through that, right? I was dead broke, trying to go to college, trying to raise a family. It just was not working for me, and I dropped out 2 times, right? And aside of those 2 times, I gave up another few times, right? I got myself all pumped up and ready to go back to college, and then I chickened out right before I enrolled. So 2, I guess, official dropouts and probably 2 more times of kind of giving up at the last minute. But like I said, I ended up earning a bachelor's degree in 9 months, and the 2 experiences were completely different. So I'm going to talk about the 3 things that completely separate those 2 things, okay? So the number one thing I learned between my first 2 tries and my 3rd try is that colleges and universities are businesses, okay? They're literally structured to make money. Yes, they help us earn college degrees, and college degrees make our lives better, right? But their programs are structured to generate revenue and to make money, right? So they don't tell you this, but the average 4-year degree, it actually takes like 5.5 years to earn a 4-year degree, or what they tell us is a 4-year degree. The average bachelor's degree is about 5.5 years of schooling. It's because they have this system laid out for students, okay? You're going to take this class, this class, this class, this class in this semester. Next semester, you're going to do these classes. Next semester, you're going to do these classes. And then when you get to your classes, your teachers have it laid out for you, like a 4-month plan, right? All right, we're going to read chapter 1 in the textbook this week, and next week we'll do chapters 2 and 3, and so on and so forth, right? You're literally told what to do and when to do it for a 4+ year window, right? Now, the reason for that is not because it actually takes us 4 or 5 or 6 years to learn the material. It's their structured, laid out process that makes them the most money, right? If we graduate faster, guess what? We don't have to pay as much tuition. They don't make as much money. So this whole process of college, where most of us fail, most of us do fail, right? Most of us try college and fail because it's hard. They've got this literally mapped out path for you that you have to follow. That's hard, but it's about schools wanting to make money, right? They've got it laid out for you to maximize their profits and their gains. It's sad, but it's the truth. So that's the first thing I learned, that colleges and universities literally have zero incentive to help you graduate faster. They don't want us to graduate faster, right? They won't make as much money, okay? That's number 1. Now, obviously, I learned that after dropping out twice and then going a completely different way, taking a completely different, I guess, approach to college. And when I separated the 2 and tried both, I learned that, okay? Because my 3rd attempt at college, I tested out of all my classes. I didn't do what the colleges were telling me to do. I didn't follow their laid out process. And that's what I learned. It doesn't take a lot of time to learn. Now, that brings us right into the second thing I learned, okay? Secondly, thing I learned is that learning is actually really easy. Learning is not hard. Okay. And I know we go to school for 12 years or whatever when we're young, right? And so much schooling, just we're learning our whole lives until we hit 18 years old or whatever age we graduate at. 17, 18, everyone's different ages, but learning seems hard because we've literally structured our lives to learn for the first 17 or 18 years of our life, right? So we get this idea that learning's hard, but if you actually like just sit down to learn one principle, it's really not that difficult. Even math, I know math seems hard to people, but if you sit down to just learn like one math principle, it's actually not that hard to learn. Learning is easy, but the path or the plan that colleges have mapped out for us is really, really hard work. And there's all these loopholes we have to jump through. Homework assignments, quizzes, group projects, reading textbooks. That stuff is what's hard. Actually learning the principle is easy. So if we can separate those two, weed out all the homework and textbooks and group projects and study guides and lesson plans, if we can just take all that and throw it in the trash and just learn what we need to learn, it's a completely different game. It's so much easier, okay? So the second thing I learned is that learning is easy. The process I followed, and I can get into the process that I followed in a few minutes, it's called degree hacking, where you literally test out of your classes. All you have to do is learn the material and take a test. And when you take a test, you pass a class and earn credit for a class, right? That is not very difficult. It really isn't, as long as you know what you need to learn. Because if you're trying to study a whole textbook cover to cover, that's hard. But if you know the exact principles you're going to be tested on, it's really not that easy, or it's not that hard. It's very easy to study for a test. Okay. Now, the third thing I learned is that using modern resources to learn is so much faster and so much easier than the old school textbook approach. Okay. And let me explain that more clearly. Okay. When you want to learn something, where do you go? You probably take your phone and pull it out of your pocket, right? And ask Google a question or go to YouTube or search an online forum or something like that, right? But when we go to school and the teacher wants us to learn something, they tell us, read this chapter of the textbook and then study these vocabulary words and then do this, this, and this, right? That's old school. That's a very old school approach to learning. If we can use modern resources to learn what we need to learn in college, it's much easier. So I'll use math as an example because it's a really fairly simple, easy thing that you can use modern and not textbooks, right? Let's say you need to learn how to graph a fraction, okay? Or no, let's say you have to learn how to divide fractions, okay? Let's say you need to learn how to divide a fraction. You can go to the library, check out a textbook, and learn how to divide a fraction by learning through the textbook, and you can attend lectures at local community colleges or whatever, right? Or you can go to YouTube and search how to divide fractions. That's it. And I guarantee you're going to find 5-minute videos that teach you how to divide fractions. Now, if you know what you need to learn in college to take college tests, you can use modern resources like the internet and your smartphone to learn, right? You can sit down and open up your laptop and do some internet searches to learn. That is so much easier. Now, these are the main things that I learned comparing my 2 times dropping out to my 3rd attempt at college, graduating in 9 months. Now, it's clear that you can't sit in a classroom and do everything your school and your teachers tell you to do. You can't do all those things and graduate in under a year. I think it's probably impossible. Maybe someone can if they're spending 20 hours a day doing schoolwork and they're just sitting in classrooms all day and they're freakishly smart or something like that, maybe. Okay. But it's generally just not possible, right? But if you take a different approach, okay, there are a couple of different approaches to do this. One is called degree by examination. That's not my favorite approach. It's actually kind of difficult. And number two is called competency-based education. Those two processes allow you to test out of classes. Now, the second, competency-based education, if you combine that with a principle called degree hacking, those two combined kind of make this very, very simple, easy approach to college. That's what I use to earn a bachelor's degree in 9 months flat. Okay. Now, essentially what you do is you find out what's going to be on a test. You use modern resources to study those things and you take tests. Okay. Or write essays or whatever the school requires for you to pass a class. But when I lay out this process, for me, I was earning at least a class. I was finishing at least a class a week through college, right? That's about a semester a month. While working full time, while having a family, it just didn't take a whole lot of time. Listen, if you want to learn the entire mapped out process of degree hacking, I've got a video where I stand at that whiteboard right there, okay? You watch it and I'll lay out degree hacking in a step-by-step format that you can follow for yourself, okay? And if you follow that process, you can graduate faster. I hope that you graduate even faster than I did, okay? But those are the three things I learned. Colleges are businesses. They literally are. That's why college is so hard, because they want it to take us years, right? But if we can throw that out the window and just learning is easy. And we can take modern resources like the internet to learn. We don't have to refer to textbooks and all that kind of stuff. I hope this has helped. I hope it's kind of eye-opening to you. But yeah, you can graduate a lot faster by taking a completely different approach. If you'd like to learn about that approach and see me map it out on that whiteboard, go to diplomasecrets.com, or I'll leave a link also below the video where you can go and watch the video. It's free. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in the next video.